Hey man, appreciate you clicking on another video. This is the Ari Cast. I'm your host Ari, and this is the third episode. If you haven't watched the last two episodes, I want you to go listen to them after you're done listening to this podcast. Because today's episode, we have a great guest with over 40k subscribers on YouTube, Twitch streamer who plays video games, reactions, and a lot of other stuff, Newova. And once you get into the video, you'll see the format is different. It was originally built for two webcams. So there's two spots where the webcam was supposed to go, but I forgot my video capture card and I couldn't record myself. I still did recorded Neova's webcam on my Discord, but what happened is that once I reviewed the footage, shit wasn't there. It just wasn't there. Everything was frozen. So that's the reason for the format being weird. With that said, let's get into the video. So, congrats on hitting 40k on YouTube.
Thank you.
Big milestone.
It's been a journey, let me tell you.
Let me know all about it.
Yeah, my goodness. Do you know how I started on YouTube?
It was one of the questions. We can get to it right now.
Okay, yeah. So, oh man, I started 2016.
4 years.
And I had, yeah. Oh God, it has been 5 years now, hasn't it? Oh man, time flies. I started in like the worst like spot that I possibly could start, if that makes sense. Like the place. Let me just say it this way. I lived in a place that had no windows, no ventilation, and like I got so sick, like legitimately like physically sick from living in this place, because of lack of sunlight and like, you know, ventilation from like a heater and stuff. Yeah, it's bad, man. And you know, I was recording and, you know, mixing and mastering music for people, like just because like I was like, I'm gonna be, you know, famous through that. I'm gonna be the next, you know, 40 Shabib. I think is how you say his last name. I'm probably butchering that, but you know, basically Drake's you know, audio engineer. I was like, I'm gonna be the next him, you know, and so I moved into that place so that way I could like build a recording booth, and like I had no intentions on staying living there for like 3 years that I ended up living there. And like the last year that I was there, I was like, you know, this being locally quote unquote famous for mixing and mastering is not good enough. Like, as bad as that sounds, it was just like I was just like, this is not good enough. I want more. And you know, this is 2016, so YouTube's pretty, you know, established and common, but it's still,
In the
I don't know. Yeah, it's still, it's not like it is today by any means, where children are in grade school being like, I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. This was back when kids still wanted to be firefighters, right?
Right.
And so, I was like, you know, maybe I'll just like start putting this stuff up, that, you know, the mixing and mastering stuff, onto YouTube and see how that goes. Because I kind of more decided I wanted to do YouTube, and I just needed content to do YouTube. Because I've always wanted to be a quote unquote personality, to where I can just kind of do whatever I feel like doing, and hopefully people will like follow, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I was like, I have nothing to go off of, and it's just me. What can I do by myself with like no budget and just doing it at home? And so I started just, you know, recording on, like, the quality was so bad. Like, mind you, it's still 2016, but like, God, it was a lot of it. I was recording because like I did some like live studio session things. And I somehow had my laptop streaming it, and also like my computer like hooked up at the same time, so that way I could get like both things. And my laptop, like, I think it was about 2 years ago, it literally exploded. The battery just swelled up. Like that's how bad and old this laptop was back then. That yeah, that it didn't work. So anyways, I started doing that, and I did honestly, weirdly enough, I'm assuming, did you know me from reaction videos and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I was watching YouTube,
Yeah.
and I just came across your channel.
Man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So oddly enough, I did only mixing and mastering videos until basically quarantine of 2020.
Yeah.
And that was my big like boom, quote unquote, was the mixture between quarantine and switching to reaction videos, and all of that just kind of, I don't know, kind of coming together to so many people being at home wanting content, and me doing content that people actually cared about anymore.
Right.
Because I was, before doing those, I think I had like just hit 13,000 subscribers in 4 years. It took me to get to 13,000, and now it's, that was the beginning of 2020, and now it's beginning of 2021, and I'm at 40,000, which is, that's such a like mind-blowing boom to me, who did it for 4 years with next to, I was lucky to get 100 subscribers in a month. Now sometimes if I'm having a good day, it happens like in that day, which is just, it's mind-blowing to me still that I'm even able to speak those words and them not be just me blowing shit out my ass.
Right. Yeah. No. I feel you. I feel like once you reach a number, it just goes by itself. Like you don't have to do much.
Yeah, I hate this word, but I've been using it a lot lately. But it's the clout, if you will, to where, like, I don't know if you know, like, how like avid you watch my channel, but my channel just recently got marked via pretty much like the algorithm type of deal as not suitable for all advertisers. So right now, as of recording this, every single video I put up, whether it is, completely clean, I don't cuss, I don't show anything like it's just like what we're doing right here. We're just sitting in front of a camera, just saying things that aren't even like bad. It's just, conversation. Will have limited to no ads. Like, it doesn't matter as of right now until hopefully I atone for whatever mistakes that I made. Which makes it sound like I did something real bad. I think I said the C word in quite a few videos, or not quite a few, probably like 5 or so videos, which is apparently a big no-no on YouTube, and I didn't know that at the time. So that got, that got hit, and that is kind of where I'm currently at.
Yeah,
YouTube was.
My biggest fear was like coming on your channel, because you're live, and
yeah,
I really don't know what's going on in Twitch.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, oh my god, what if I say some word that's just gonna get him banned? So I'm just gonna like stay as clean as I can.
I mean, as long as you're not being like racist, I think you're fine. I say everything here on Twitch. Twitch is so much more lax than YouTube. YouTube is like raw. Like,
yeah, that's
big.
why I'm like not even worried about YouTube. I'm like, demonetize me from now. Like, not even
yeah, like,
about
don't
that.
even turn it on.
Yeah, don't even give me hope.
Yeah, dude, seriously, like the money's not that good on YouTube by any means. Oh, sorry, I got sidetracked from what my whole point of saying that was, with the clout, if you will, to where like I made like other YouTube channel to try to like, see if like the algorithm will appease more, because I thought the algorithm was going to hate that I was limited to no ads. But according to YouTube, it doesn't look at that whatsoever. But I was like, I'm going to make new channels, and like it's weird going from a channel with like 40K and being like, if the person sees this, or there's a decent chance, depending on what I'm doing, obviously, like if I'm doing like metal music or something like that, there's a decent chance the band's going to see that and they're going to take me seriously because I have that number of 40,000 subscribers compared to somebody that, even if it's still me, still everything, that on the new channel that I made for like a month and tested out, having like 1,000 subscribers. You know, like it's such a different like ball game.
Yeah.
To be able to just do it like this right now. If I only had 1,000 subscribers right now, what we're doing here would probably not be happening. You know what I mean? Like it's that quote unquote clout that opens doors, and that's one of the main reasons I went back. Is it just not only did I spent 4 years, 5 years now building that channel, it's, you know, it helps open a lot more doors, even if monetization's not technically really on that channel. You know, it's not making any money. Which brings me to what I was saying, that monetization and money, like, you know, I have like, I think I'm almost at 6 million views total across that whole channel, and
Big number.
that's a lot of views. You know, 6 million total.
Yeah.
But it's on the highest grossing month ad wise, I made $700. That was it.
The highest.
I mean, that's a lot of money. Like, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money. But like, that was the highest grossing month, and that was because of, I did a corpse video that right now just hit 200,000 views, which is fucking insane to like think about. That one video that I made has hit over 200,000 people seen it. But that's, you know, that at the time was full monetization. You know, it just, you know, full monetization on it. And that video by itself brought like $200 of that 700. So like, that just like goes to show that, you know, YouTube really does not pay as well as a lot of people think it does.
Yeah, and then you post quite a lot, if I'm right. 2
Correct.
videos a day?
Yeah, actually, what's weird is that, so when I started reactions, I did like one every few days, and then I kind of went and bumped it up to like one a day. Then I started doing 3 to 4 a day, which is terrible. So don't ever, for the sake of your subscribers enjoying you, don't ever post 4 videos a day on your channel, because God, they will hate you. And also, the videos that you posted yesterday that maybe, you know, someone's busy, couldn't get on YouTube yesterday, well, now they have 8 videos to try to catch up on, plus all their other subscriptions, and it's just video hell.
Oh, for sure.
And right now I'm technically posting 2 a day, but that's because I'm re-uploading videos from the experimental channel that I did. I'm re-uploading those to the main channel, and I'm just doing 2 a day to get them up there. But I've kind of vowed to myself that I'm going to only do 1 video a day, unless there's a second video that I'm like, I want to put this out, and I have a lot of videos to do. So max 2 a day, but that's going to be rare come soon, where it's going to be just 1 a day and let that video have its shining moment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was one of the things that I found out. You caught me at the best and worst time, because I'm not going to shut up, because I know a lot. I've learned so many things about YouTube as of recent, which is insane. One of the things is, let's say, you know, anybody, so a subscriber, subscribe to a YouTube channel, has, you know, notifications turned completely on, you know, the bell has been rung. If you post more than 3 videos, it will only notify up to 3 videos. If you post 4, that 4th video, even though they have notifications turned on, they will not notify. Wow. And they say, yeah, because they're like, according to YouTube, they're like, people will turn off notifications if they're getting 4 a day from one person. And like, that makes sense, but at the same time, it's like, what if they want to know, you know?
What if they subscribe for a lot of videos?
Exactly. So it's, YouTube's weird.
Maybe
YouTube's really weird.
Unlimited? Maybe.
Right, that'd be smart, you know? Yeah, and that's one of the things that, like, I hate bashing YouTube because they do the best they can for the amount of stuff they get, and YouTube gets a lot of shit.
Yeah.
But one thing that does kind of drive me nuts, and this is like, so when I first started YouTube and everything, doing just the mixing and mastering, I was doing pretty well. Then the big adpocalypse, because I started YouTube before they cared about what you said on YouTube. You could say literally anything, and it was fully monetized.
Prime YouTube.
Yeah, and it was also before the bell system was implemented. It was you subscribe to a channel, that channel uploads a video, you get notified no matter what. You know, like that's why you subscribe to it, is to get notified and so on and so forth. Like that was the whole philosophy. And I did, you know, relatively well. I'd upload a video and, you know, within that week, for being as small as I was, then that week it'd be like 3 to close to 1,000, you know, views. Which was, like I said, extremely good. And then the adpocalypse happened, which, do you know what the adpocalypse is?
Yeah.
Yeah, where all those, basically everybody pulled out of advertising on YouTube.
That's when a lot of people like switch to learning advertisement by themselves, like getting brand deals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it just like had a rise.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people didn't do brand deals. They were just like satisfied with their monetization.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing happened, and all of a sudden now you have every YouTube video. Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today's video brought to you by brand. Today's video brought by a brand. Like all this videos just starting like this. I remember because it was crazy. I wasn't even used to this. And all of these people doing brand deals, I didn't even know what that was at that time. So I was really confused. I would just skip past through that part.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a big part of YouTube.
What's really weird to think about is if you would take a digital thing like the adpocalypse and put it into a real world situation for anybody that doesn't understand exactly what we're talking about, think about the coronavirus. Like, the adpocalypse was the coronavirus of YouTube, because our lives now, since, you know, the COVID-19 and everything happened, we will never go back to the same way that we were. Same thing with, like, you know, like how much security there's on airplanes now, or, you know, from before, you know, September 11th and everything. Like, back then you would be able to, you know, just like hang out with, you know, whoever's going on the plane, you know, at the gate itself. Now you can't. You know, you have to have a boarding pass to get past security and everything. But, you know, like you were saying, that the adpocalypse happened, and now you start seeing every YouTuber go, you know, this is brought to you by, you know, and this video is sponsored by, and so on and so forth, which is so annoying. Same thing with, like, you know, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell and like and comment and blah, blah, blah. When back then life was so easy to where you, like, as a YouTuber or watching YouTube, it was, you say, what's up everybody, welcome to this video, and then the video would just start, and at the end it'd be thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing, we'll see you in the next video, and that was it. You like got your content so quickly, and now it's, you have to skip an advertisement deal, you have to skip a huge intro that's being like, you know, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell and like the video and comment on it your favorite color, because we have to appease YouTube algorithm gods now, and can't just, you know, make a good video. If we just make a good video, it's not going to get picked up by the YouTube algorithm. You know, just because it's good doesn't mean the things are going to happen that make it happy, you know? Yeah. Which is annoying.
And then we kind of just got into how you got into YouTube. Before that, this is a big thing. Yeah. How did you come up with your name? Such a unique name.
Oh, yeah. That actually stems back to the mixing and mastering again, which is weird enough. Or not weird enough, but kind of weird that it does. One of the, like, rapper groups, if you will, that I was mixing and mastering, they went by, like, the group name, I guess, of New Age. Excuse me. And so what I did, because I thought that name was really cool, but I didn't want to, like, just be like, I'm new age as well. I'm starting a YouTube channel because then it's like it would be kind of their YouTube channel as well, and I didn't want that.
Yeah.
But I had no better idea than what they had. So I'm Italian. And so I was like, I'm going to take New Age. I'm going to put it into Google Translate, and it makes like in UV. At the time, it was different than it is if you take it and put it in there now. But at the time, it was like NUVO and then space ERA, so Nuovo Era. And I was like, that is cool, but it's a little extreme to try to remember.
Yeah.
So I took out the era, and I was like, how do I make this more common tongue, if you will? Like, Nuovo in, like, it being like, how the fuck do I spell that?
Right.
Just like by telling somebody. But I was like, let me change it. And so instead of the NU, I was like, that's just pronounced new. So I'm going to put NEW, new. That's how normal people would spell it. And then instead of ovo, because Nuovo is a little bit of a mouthful. Mouthful. And so I was like, I'm going to take that and I'm going to, make it less. And I just added an A. So I was like, Nuova, which, rolls off the tongue a little bit easier than Nuovo, which is like,
Right.
So, yeah, that's about it. At least I have a story. It wasn't just like, I just rolled my face on a keyboard, seen what happened.
No, I just looked at the suggestions. It was that.
Exactly. A lot of people have gotten their names that way, which is funny enough. Not the way I did, but like what you were saying is like a lot of them stem from like Xbox like autofill.
Oh, trust me, my name was Zombie Killer 361 for 4 years.
Dude, that's awesome.
Coming from Pixel Gun 3D.
Dude, that's that. So, did you ever play RuneScape?
I haven't. My friends always played it, but I just wasn't into gaming at the moment. Like at that time.
I can still remember my first RuneScape account name that got hacked because I'm an idiot and someone asked for my password and I was like, here it is. And I didn't have recovery words, so I was just gone forever.
Right.
But it was Slicer, not Slayer. It was Slicer X1 because Slicer X was taken. And I was like, I want to be the first one after Slicer X. So I put a 1 afterwards because that's what my child brain thought that's how it meant. I was like, if 1 was available, that means I'm the first one other than him. Oh, man. God, I miss that game. I'm never going down that void of endless grinding again, though.
Oh, yeah, same. I just put gaming, like, to the side.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've just gotten back into World of Warcraft, so I've delved down a different hole.
No, I mean, I'm just, like, coming off. Like, I haven't played Warzone competitive, like, in, like, tournaments for 2 months.
Oh, wow.
Put the game aside. Maybe, like, went back 2 times to play with my friends. That's it.
Wow, dedication right there.
Yeah, it gets too much, because, like, I was playing in tournaments in Fortnite for, like, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then Call of Duty. And mind you, I wasn't just, like, getting on for 2 hours playing it, getting off. I was playing, like, 8 hours a day, minimum.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was just getting too much. So I was like, let me just try making music, getting into YouTube a little more. Podcasts.
Oh, you make music too?
Yeah, never published one, though.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah. It's just something to, like, do to waste time, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
That's what I just kind of started doing too.
Yeah, which is like, you came out with Mood by 24K Golden.
Yeah, it's going to be out tomorrow, so Friday at 5 p.m. Yeah, it'll premiere, which is something I don't expect it to get very many views because it's on a brand new channel that I created. So we'll see.
Maybe that's the video that will get your second channel blowing up.
Maybe. Yeah. So since speaking of that, since the whole my main channel, the Newova channel, getting like all the monetization stuff happening to it, I split off into 5 channels.
5.
Yeah, which is a lot. It's a lot of channels, man.
Didn't you post
But
videos on all of them?
yeah, yeah. So I post obviously the main channel, which is now just reactions or just whatever I'm mainly into at the time, which right now and has been for the past year, reactions. I have a covers channel, so that's where I'm going to post my covers and whatnot. I have a gaming channel, so whenever I'm playing something that's like some sort of storyline or whatever, I'll post it on there if it's something that's really funny. I don't know, something gaming related content, I guess,
Right.
I have my mixing and mastering channel that was originally, my main channel, and that's what I mainly did. And then I have my IRL channel, which is like I'm gonna start like Friday as well. I'm gonna start Dungeons and Dragons with some buddies, and that's where that's gonna go. So it's just kind of like basically my miscellaneous channel is the IRL channel, just to try to and that's one of the things with all of the stuff that I've learned recently about YouTube is like how the algorithm looks at stuff is like, if I put out a video that's going out to, let's just say in like a weird like just in a weird scenario that's like 40,000 subscribers, like I have, that's one video that's going out to 40,000 people. If I post reactions with 90% of those 40,000 are there for, then that video is going to do well because people are going to see it and YouTube's going to suggest it to them because they subscribe to me, and they're going to say, I want that content. I'm going to watch it, and YouTube suggested, I'm going to click it, I'm going to like it, do all that stuff. But if I post, if 90% of the viewership watches, the reaction videos, if I post a D&D video that nobody on that channel really gives a fuck about, it's going to be recommended to them, and they might click it possibly by accident or whatever, and then click right off of it because that's not what they wanted, or YouTube's just showing it to a bunch of people being like, you like this guy's channel, you're going to like this new video that he posts, but they don't because it's completely different content. It's going to not recommend that to as many people. It's going to like put it way down on a totem pole because people aren't on that channel for that content. So that's why I've separated into so many different channels. And plus it's easier, let's say you're into vocal covers, and you don't care about reactions, you just like vocal covers. Well, you're going to subscribe to the vocal cover channel when you wouldn't subscribe to the reaction channel that's getting one video a day when there's only one vocal cover a month. You're going to get annoyed with that channel, you're going to unsubscribe. But you'll say subscribe to a channel that does one a month because that's what you subscribe there for. You want the vocal covers type of deal. So it makes sense to separate channels, but I hate it. Let me tell you, I hate having 5 channels. It's the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah, it's too much work.
It is.
Organize
It is.
them.
It's not only too much work, but like you feel bad for the people that enjoy that content and you're not uploading that content because you have other content that you're doing because you have 5 fucking channels to try to post to. So it makes it difficult, but at the same time, people understand, So
I don't know. Of course, like you're gonna focus more on the one that's getting more views.
Absolutely, yeah. If let's say tomorrow my gaming channel, I post, a scary, game video that gets, 10,000 views in one day. Guess what I'm going to be doing on every single night stream I don't have something important planned on? I'm going to be playing a scary game and I'm going to upload it to that channel.
Right.
If it's just a channel that's getting like 10 views, 15 views, because it's such a saturated, environment or whatever, I'm not going to focus on it as much because there's not that many people that are, looking at it right now. If that changes, then, the amount of content will change. But I'm not going to stop posting to it just because it doesn't get that many views. There's still people that enjoy it, and I owe it to them to, if I can, I will type of deal.
Yeah. And then this whole, like, 5 channels happened after the demonetization, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So let's take it back. Why did you choose like a reaction channel? To have a reaction channel?
Just to why I started doing reaction videos in general?
Yeah, because you said you was into producing music and this type of stuff. So how did you come into reactions?
So this is weird. This is really weird. There's 2 main reasons. One, I started watching a lot of Corridor Crew's VFX artists react, and they were doing like legitimate reactions with actual knowledge. They weren't the typical reactor, what I always thought, which was like they're just gonna sit there and look at something and go, ooh, that was cool, and like that's the whole thing. I hate that video, and I pride myself on not being that unless I'm legitimately just jamming out to the song, and then I'll still try to say as much as I can and like point out little things that I like because I do have the mixing and mastering background. I love, VFX, and like I just have a wide variety of things that I really like, as you can tell from me having 5 fucking channels. That I just have a wide palette, I guess. And so I was like, I want to do that. I have some sort of, knowledge, which is mixing and mastering, and I have a general knowledge in some other things. I was like, I want to do those type of videos. They make it so much fun, and it's so entertaining to watch because they're kind of teaching you something, but something you care about. It's not like school,
Yeah.
So that plus I had been getting kind of requests for like variously, like, let's say like maybe one a month. When I was doing only mixing and mastering videos, people asking me, hey, you should start doing some reaction videos. And this is where it's funny. I finally, after 4 years, well, reaction videos didn't get popular until like 2 or 3 years ago. Like where I started getting asked to do them, I should say. But I started fucking doing them. Everybody that asked me to do them got fucking annoyed and pissed off. And we're like, I subscribe for mixing and mastering content, not reactions. And it's like, well, fuck yourself. You asked me to do this.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of said, fuck them. And I was like, I'm going to do like one a week, maybe 2 a week, every 3 days type of deal. And fuck them. Because mixing and mastering, I used to only post 1 a week. And then I started remixing those songs that I was posting with different plugins. And so I was doing that two times a week. So it was 1 song a week, but 2 different versions of that song a week. So 2 videos a week. And I was like, they can fuck off. There's days that don't get content at all, and this is the content you're going to get during those days. And then out of nowhere, which was like, this was like I felt so cool. It was MGK's what's it called video? His quarantine videos, like we did the Misery Business cover and stuff like that. Yep, exactly. When he did those, all of a sudden they just randomly started gaining traction, and
MGK
out of
was the shit at the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
YouTube's like center
yeah.
of
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It was insane. He was getting millions and millions of plays, like in a day.
I mean, number 1 trending on 4 of his quarantine videos.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And so, like, out of nowhere, like, basically one day I woke up, 20,000 views. My biggest video at the time had like 30 or 40,000 views, like, and that was like 3 years that video's been up. Like that was like the biggest video I ever had, and that was accumulated over 3 or 4 years. And for like in a month to get like 20,000 views, that was unheard of for me. I took a screenshot. It's on my Instagram, but of like breaking YouTube, because like it will show like if your video is doing better than the last one, it'll be like it's doing this percentage better, and it said 99.9% better than on everything. Like it was just straight down the board, like 999% better than all of your other videos. Like it just like out of nowhere, and I was like, I broke YouTube. They don't know what to do. They're like, this guy just apparently is popular now.
Fastest YouTube growing channel.
Dude, it was like there's some people, you know, obviously that get like, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers in a month. I got 4K in 1 month, and my mind was fucking broken. Because at the time, I was used to, if I was having a good month, getting 100 subscribers. To get 4,000 in 1 month, I was like, oh my god, what is happening? And like, people were like, started to like tweet at me and like follow me on social medias that weren't like people that I actually knew in real life. Like, it was my like 5 minutes of fame that like I've never had before, and I felt so cool. And like as bad as it is, it was thanks to, you know, quarantine. That if it wasn't for that, I would not be where I'm currently at right now. You know?
I say the same thing about quarantine. It's just like it opened so many doors to the people who just like their work, school was getting in their way.
Mm-hmm.
And like gave people the chance to like try new stuff.
Exactly. It let people follow their dreams as long as their dreams weren't going to work.
Yeah.
You know, like
and
conventional
as bad as it
work.
Sounds, it did help a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly. Like it hurt the monies, but it helped. Like it obviously there's a lot of people that don't have any type of those like aspirations, if you will. But like at least they had new content creators.
Yeah.
You know, like me. Like as terrible as this sounds and like arrogant or whatever, and I don't mean it to be, but I get a lot of people saying like thank you for like creating your content. Like it's gotten me through, you know, this whatever phase in my life. It helped me get me through quarantine or whatever it is. And it's like I like all these creators were at least able to help those people that were struggling during, you know, a hard time in their life, which was a lot for a lot of people, quarantine, because they couldn't go out and they really need to go out to like, you know, help themselves and stuff. But at least they had, you know, creators, you know, content creators to fall back on and be their source of going out and, you know, joining a new community and so on and so forth. So I don't know. It was terrible but great, you know.
Yeah, I mean people are saying that like YouTube is full of successful people. There's no way you can like gain subscribers. There's many days when I run out of videos to watch on YouTube.
Yep.
And it's like there's still so much empty space to fill.
Mm-hmm.
And all these kids are like being put down by their parents because they don't know anything about YouTube. And they're just like, why do you think you're going to be big? And they just like shut them down. It's just crazy to me.
Yep. I had as real life people, the same exact thing happened to me, where they were like, why do you do YouTube videos? And I was like, there's 12 people that watched this video. 12 people. I was like, that's a lot of people that watched this video. You know, like I was like, that's why I do it. I was like, I love it. It's so cool. And they were like, it's only 12 people that watched it. Why are you doing this? And I'm like, because they watched it. And like I would get like so excited and like, you know, like 12 views. 12 views is a lot. Like if you really think about it.
Like you didn't
like,
tell them to watch it. They chose to watch it.
Exactly. Like if you put out like it's completely different. Like if you I'll get a little like disheartened, I guess. Like I'll go onto Facebook and see someone like that I just randomly know that aren't like content creators or anything like that post like let's say like a random wedding video that they like took that was like, you know, her walking down the aisle and it's like 2,000 views. I'm like, but those aren't like genuine views if you really think about it, because it's like it's not only someone scrolling down watching like 3 seconds of it and then scrolling off and that counts as a view for Facebook. But it's like you're putting it out to however many Facebook friends you have. Like you already have a following, quote unquote. You have subscribers. And it's like to put out something that you're not putting out to real life friends and just random people on the internet are finding you and watching your content. That's just it. Only 12 people is still 12 people that went out of their way and found your video and watched it and maybe even commented on it. And that was a fucking hype day if you got a comment. you know?
Comments are like, dude, he took out the time to comment for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so, dude, like, because like even with like the 40K subscriber tag, like as many people as that is, there's probably maybe about 10,000 that are currently active that are subscribed to me. Like maybe 10,000. And a lot of them are more K-pop, viewers and stuff like that. But because obviously quarantine had a huge, spike, and then all those people are back to work. You know what I mean? Like, so like I'll have videos. Like I posted one today that it's not a huge, it's a metal video, like a rock type thing. And he's not huge, but he's pretty well known ish. That right now, 6 hours and 19 minutes later, has 56 views. Like when you see someone with 40,000 subscribers, you think that, oh, that person's gonna get 20,000 views because at least half the subscribers are gonna watch it. It's like, especially for reactions, that is not the case even in the slightest bit. Because like, say you like K-pop, you don't care about metal music. There's the occasional person that will like both, like me, but most of the time it's like I like K-pop, and usually it's I like this one K-pop group. The rest of the groups I don't care about, so I'm only going to watch BTS content, or I'm only going to watch just like you know what I mean. They're only going to watch the one person or one group that they really love, and if they happen to like another one that I post, they might watch that one as well. But they're more likely only waiting for me to post another one of that group type of deal. So it fluctuates so hard that it's, as a reactor, if you will, you almost feel disheartened because you're like, God, I wish I could bring, 10,000 people no matter what to a video. And, eventually you'll get there, but there's people that can bring that 10,000, but they have 500,000 subscribers. They have this, and they're only bringing 10,000. So like the ratio between that it's not that far off. Like if you look at like Markiplier, I'm sure you know who Markiplier is, or PewDiePie. PewDiePie's at 100 million. He posts a video, it probably gets 3 to 5 million views. Like that's just a huge ratio gap because of they have their spikes and their downs. And Markiplier is one of the few that's kind of always stayed gaming, but like PewDiePie will switch up what video. Maybe he's not doing gaming for 6 months, a year, 2 years. Or, maybe he was doing Reddit reviews and now he's no longer doing that. He's back to gaming. You keep those numbers because a lot of people don't unsubscribe from you, which is very nice of those people. But your numbers for views always fluctuate unless you're doing the exact same content. And I don't know what's better as like, I don't know, as me as a content creator for someone that sees just, I had a video before that got 1,000 views in less time. You know what I mean? So going from 1,000 views in, like say 3 hours compared to 6 hours and getting 56 views, is it make me and would it make someone else feel better about having 40,000 subscribers and a video that's 56 views, or someone who has 2,000 subscribers but all their videos are 20,000 views? It's like it comes down to like the mental state of you have to think about it. And I've had this conversation with myself a lot. That's like that video might not have got a ton of views, but you have a lot of people that watched you on your channel and were like, this guy I want to see more of, compared to someone who saw, you have a video that's 20,000 views, but 20,000 of those viewers, maybe 10 subscribed, because they're not like oh, I want more of this person because I love this personality, I love this person, I love this content. You know, it's like, is it better to have higher sub count and lower views, or is it better to have higher views and lower sub count? It'd be nice to have a mix, happy ratio of both, obviously, but
I don't like that.
yeah, it's still like I don't know, it's a weird mental game you gotta just kind of get yourself out of and just be like, I'm gonna post what I want and I like and makes me happy, and if it makes other people happy and they want to come along this journey, then that's awesome. And that's what I'm trying to still to this day get myself in that mindset, which is hard.
Yeah, and even for like the people who don't have like a following, just like look at your Instagram. Like they're all your friends.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like 500 followers, for example. But you don't get 500 likes on your post.
That's
even though you know
extremely
all of
true.
them.
That is so true.
And now you come to YouTube, you don't know a single person you don't know a single one of those subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So like you can't expect if a guy has 40K subscribers to have 40K views or likes.
That's extremely true. That's extremely true. Dude, that Instagram metaphor, not even metaphor, that's just a fact. That, you're so right. It also shows that real life friends are fucking dicks.
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro.
It's like, I got 1,000, followers that are all my real life friends. 10 likes on a video. It's like, bitch, we're friends. I'm going to see you tomorrow. It's like my fucking post, you asshole. It takes you literally less than a second. You tap that twice. And it's free. You're on Instagram anyways. It's not like you didn't see it. You dick. Oh my goodness. My Twitch chat's like, I do watch more of your videos, just so you know. That's a K-pop viewer. Thank you. Appreciate. Oh man.
So coming into YouTube, who was your like biggest inspiration? The guy you watch the most?
Markiplier, to be honest. Probably.
Yeah, good person.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, Markiplier has always, like, in any scenario, if I have to compare like YouTuber and be like, who's like one of your favorite YouTubers, whatever. I have a lot of favorites, but it always comes back to Markiplier, because Markiplier. So years ago when I was living in that shitty place with no, ventilation or windows or anything, it literally had no windows. That might be like, you think it's an exaggeration. There was no windows. It was brick walls. That was it. I lived in a storage area. It was terrible. It was literally a storage area, and they cleared it out so that way I could live there. But at the time, like, I was doing, YouTube videos and everything. But mixing and mastering I was doing full time, because luckily, at least, even though the place was shitty, it was $500 a month, and that was it. I didn't have to pay like electricity or gas or water or trash, anything. That was all included. It was just $500 a month. I would have to pay, like, obviously, like, my internet bill, because that was, they didn't provide internet. I just had to get internet.
Yeah.
But it was $500 a month, probably grand total like $800 a month that I had to make to live. And I didn't make it literally until a few months ago. YouTube would pay out to me, which is, you need $100 to pay out, like every 6 months. I would get $100 payout from YouTube for 4 years. Now I get none because of the whole other thing, but hopefully that will get reversed sometime soonish, and that'll be dope. But regardless, I was, mixing and mastering and everything full time, because I just needed to make, about $800 a month ish. I literally ate, I would go to the dollar store, not like the dollar store that's like everything's, it's like Dollar General, where it's like, $5 exactly is this thing. No, like the place that everything was literally $1. That's what I lived off of. I wish I was kidding, but I went in there with $20. I came out as a king. And that's all I could afford was that. And it's not like my parents couldn't help me or anything like that. I chose not to. I wanted to do everything by myself.
Same. Yeah.
You know, like my parents are very great. I could always, do a thing. The only reason I even moved out of my parents' house is because I got my dog, who's laying here next to me, and my mom's allergic, and she was like, because I just showed up. I just showed up in my house one day with her, and my mom was like, you can't keep her. I'm allergic. I was like, I'm not driving back to Oklahoma to give her back. I drove to I live in Kansas. I drove to Oklahoma to get her. And mom was like, you're gonna have to move out. I was 19, like I had just turned 19, and I was like, that's fine, I'll figure it out. And I've just kind of always been that mindset ever since, like I'm just gonna figure it out myself, since I kind of did that one time. But yeah, my parents, I could always, if I absolutely had to, I could always like go back to them, but I've always chosen not to. I like to do everything 100% by myself. Otherwise, I feel like terrible type of deal.
It's just a better feeling when you get what you want by yourself. It's just a better
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, because like there's always like view bots and like subscriber bots and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, but you're not getting that. Like you might get more people because you have that quote unquote clout, but it's fake. It's not real. You can't be proud of like this video hit 100,000 views. You can't be proud of that because 50,000 of those were all fake. You paid for those.
Yeah.
So, but I forgot what I was talking about that got me onto that huge tangent.
Markiplier.
Oh yes, thank you. So you're gonna learn. I have the worst memory in the world. But I was doing that full time, and I maybe worked like 5 hours a week in total. Which because someone hired me to mix and master their song, and since I've been doing it for so long, and I wasn't doing it as a YouTube video or anything like that, it would take me like 15 minutes, maybe 30 minutes if it had like a whole bunch of like vocal layers to do the song, and then I was done. And I'd have to wait until someone else hired me. So I would just always be sitting at home watching videos. I kid you not, when in probably like 2016, I had watched pretty much every single video Markiplier had ever put out. Because for 8+ hours a day, I had nothing to do, and I just binge watched Markiplier videos. So, like, that's the whole reason I even got into YouTube, is because I was like, I love Markiplier, and that's all I watch. I don't really watch Netflix or anything. Like I did, but I also watched most everything on Netflix. But I ran out of Netflix stuff, and Markiplier was posting every single day, sometimes twice a day. And it was like, this is awesome. I have new content to watch every day compared to having to wait for a new season of some show. And so I was just like, this is awesome. I want to do this. So I've always attested myself to Markiplier being the one that got me into YouTube, because he's the only one that kept me from being bored for, I think I did that full time for like 2 or 3 years, something like that. So like 8 hours a day for like 2 or 3 years, I watched Markiplier.
For me, that was Dude Perfect.
Dude Perfect's pretty great.
I actually made a YouTube account, which counts as a channel, to subscribe to them, and they got me
awesome.
to YouTube.
That is so awesome. Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah, because like at the time, like I wasn't playing video games. I was just like this nerd who was studying. And then I got into YouTube. Their video just got recommended because they were like popping when I got into YouTube. And I watched their channel, and they were always saying like, "Oh, make sure to subscribe." And I was like, "Okay." So I went to subscribe, and it said you have to make an account. So I made an account, and then this whole YouTube shit happened. I got into YouTube, and then I got introduced to Fortnite by a YouTube video. Then I started gaming, and it's just like, yeah, YouTube really like showed me 90% of the shit that I know.
That's so cool. It's crazy how things work, because like you were saying, where they were like, subscribe and stuff like that. And like you finally were like, okay, I will. That it for like as like how it came. We kind of talked about it earlier, where it's like it's annoying that YouTube creators have to be like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, blah 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 blah. It's annoying, but it works, and that's why people do it. Because I know there's plenty of videos. Because I pretty much I don't watch TV at all. I only watch YouTube. And I don't have free time to get into anything else. But like I'll watch like some videos, like someone brand new or whatever, and they'll be like, don't forget to like this video, and be like, oh yeah, I do need to like this video, and I'll go and I'll like it. I wouldn't have done it otherwise because I completely wasn't even thinking about it. But as soon as they mention it, I'm like, oh yeah, I do need to do that thing for them, and so. It works. Same thing with subscribing. Like you're like 10 videos deep in one channel, and they're like, subscribe. And I'm like, you know what? I'm 10 videos deep. I probably should.
Yeah, no, I was like, so I was a kid, and I was like, all right, fuck. If I subscribe, will he stop saying that?
Yeah, right.
And I subscribed, and then the next video he kept saying, I was like, all right.
Dude, that'd be such a big brain like thing for YouTube to be able to do. Is like if you subscribe, like it will like skip over like
that would be
that.
Awesome.
Kind of like how see then this is what's annoying about YouTube compared to like Twitch and stuff like that. So let's say 'cause they don't even do this for like channel members, which is like YouTube's version of a Twitch subscriber. But like on Twitch, every time you click on a brand new channel. Or like a new stream, so that you're not currently watching, you have to watch a 30-second ad. And that does support the person who's streaming, just like YouTube does, where they split the profits. But if the person who just clicked on you is watching that ad subscribes, during that stream or just any stream, just subscribes to your channel. Which is basically a $5 subscription. Unless you have Amazon Prime, then it's free. But if they subscribe, they don't have to watch that ad on your channel anymore because they subscribe to you. They pay money basically to avoid having to watch that ad. And it's like that would get people that would work so much better on YouTube as well, to not have to watch ads. Like it's like I watch nothing but Markiplier videos. If I pay Markiplier and YouTube and they split the profits, $5 a month, and I don't have to watch any ads on Markiplier's videos, I'm in. You know what I mean? Like it would be dope if they implemented something like that, but I don't think they will.
Like the ad before the video, or like in the video? Like what Markiplier says?
Both. That would be dope.
Oh, because they have YouTube Premium. If you get YouTube Premium, you won't get the ads.
Well, yeah, but YouTube Premium, one, is expensive as fuck.
It is.
It's like $14 a month.
Yeah.
And yes, you don't get the ads, but it's like, at the same time, it's like $14 a month. If I was...
Do I really give a fuck for like 15 seconds?
Yeah, exactly. It's like I can sit through 15 seconds instead of $14 a month. Now, if it's $5 a month, I'd be more inclined to do it because it's hella cheap. And like I said, I would even be inclined to do it if it was just, supporting the creator that I like the most. If I don't do it, I have to get annoyed by an ad, and I have to watch, watch an ad on someone's channel. But if I subscribe to that person specifically, I don't have to watch any, videos or any ads on their channel. That would just be, I don't know, I feel like that would be nice, and it would make YouTube and creators a ton more money compared to YouTube Premium, which, like, let's say there's as someone who's had monetization before and been able to look at the metrics, let's say you make $10 on a video from normal ads. If it's a YouTube Premium viewer, you'll make like 50 cents to $1.
Mm-hmm.
So like comparatively, you make so much more if that person just watched your ad compared to was subscribed with YouTube Premium paying $14 a month. You still make money, which is very nice. And obviously YouTube didn't have to do that. They chose to do that for us. But like the metric is just so insanely different to where I would rather someone pay me, I make half of the, let's say half a subscription on YouTube, and they're only subscribing to my channel, and I make $2.50. But that's every month I'm making $2.50 off that one person, and YouTube can make the other half. And then they feel like, oh, I'm supporting my, one creator that I really like. And it would make everybody, I think, a lot more money in the long run. Plus, then YouTube doesn't have to worry as much about ad shit. And YouTube's probably going to make a lot more money than ads would ever pay them.
Yeah.
Because of that. So, I don't know.
I decide to do it, we're expecting a check, a percentage.
Yeah, absolutely.
The idea.
This is trademarked here, this idea. Intellectual property. Yeah.
And then obviously you did a lot of reactions that got suggested to you. A lot of artists they got suggested to you. Who was your favorite? I feel like I know the answer.
Just of reactions that I've done, or artists that I'm now friends with, quote unquote.
Well, that changes the question. Let's say the ones you've done, and then the ones you're a friend with.
That's a hard question to answer, because reaction wise, there's so many videos that I have done that I loved doing that video. If it was just kind of overall, it'd probably have to be the MGK ones because of a nostalgia factor, in the sense of that's the one that kind of put me on the map. That's where, people started really watching my videos and follow me on, Instagram and, hanging out in Discord and so on and so forth, that actually started interacting with me, compared to other ones do. But MGK was just such an overwhelming, in a positive way, an overwhelming, I felt famous. Famous, legit famous, to where YouTube comments, I could barely keep up with them. It would be I would refresh it and there'd be 50 new comments, and I'd be heart, ooh, heart, nice, heart, and just kind of go through it with just some bullshit responses, because I hate not responding to people. If I technically can and I have the time, I'm going to. If it ever gets to the point where I'm getting, 1,000 comments per video, maybe not. That will be the only time, because it's physically impossible to keep up. But yeah, it would definitely be MGK, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
that too.
Yeah,
he's such a great person in general.
He does seem like one. I don't know, there's a lot of people that obviously subscribe and everything that know a lot about MGK. I learned a lot about MGK, but that's just from them kind of telling me things. Mm-hmm. I've never really went out and learned stuff myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, as far as what I've been told, yeah, absolutely. He seems like an awesome dude.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to answer the friends with one?
Sure.
There's quite a few that I'm and they're not in the mainstream scene necessarily, but I do consider them friends now, which is probably the one that I got the most giddy about when I got the comment from them, was Noah Sebastian from Bad Omens. So back in the day, I obviously still YouTube and everything, but wasn't doing reactions or anything. I went to an entire concert because they were opening the concert. They weren't, super big. Their biggest video on YouTube had 40,000 views. They were so good. They were so good. And so I was I'm going to that concert for them. And went to that concert, bought a t-shirt. I've only bought one shirt. That's a band shirt, and it's a Bad Omen shirt. That's it. I don't buy shirts and stuff like that. I don't even really like going to concerts that much, which is weird. I know nobody thinks I'm normal for that. Everyone's like, you're weird. Why don't you like going to concerts? I'm like, because they're loud. I get hot. I'm a baby. I need to be princessed all the time. but I'm just like I chose. I was like, I will pay any amount of money to go to this concert. To see Bad Omens live, and I bought the shirt. I'll kind of cut this story shorter, but basically, like, as leaving, I didn't know Noah's name at the time at all. They were just some random band that I found that I loved. Actually, my buddy Colby found them and showed them to me, and I just fell in love with them. But I was like, I started walking by the merch table, and I had looked, and because Noah wasn't wearing the like same attire that he was on stage. He like now had like a hoodie on and like a beanie, and like because he had hella long hair back then. Like all of his hair was like put up into the beanie and everything. So I wasn't sure if it was him, but he has neck tattoos, like big fucking neck tattoos. And I was like, I walked up to him, I was like, "You're the vocalist of Bad Omens, huh?" And he was like, "Yeah, I am." And I was like, I came here for you. I fucking fangirled and probably just freaked him out. He was like, "Dude, that's awesome." I was like, you guys are gonna be so big one day. And he was like, "Thanks." And it turns out they are. They get like millions of views every fucking post that they put. But I was like, he was like, you got a shirt too? And I was like, I did. And I was like, okay, bye. And I just fucking left. When he was obviously kind of insinuating, like, I'm open to like sign it or take a picture with you if you would like that. But he's way too polite to just be like, you want to take a picture with me? You want me to sign that? He's not going to just say that. He's just, and I just left. And then I was like, I just talked to Noah Sebastian. They're like, did you get his autograph or like a picture with him? I was like, oh shit. No, I didn't. But I was too late. I was already gone. I was already in the car. And so then, years later, start doing reaction videos, do one on one of their songs. He sees it and starts live commenting on it, like not just like one comment to like do everything, just like everything that he had a comment on, he'd make like a new comment thread and just like keep commenting. And like at the end, he was like, "Sorry for all the comments. I'm just live commenting while I watch this." And I was like, I freaked out, and then like he followed me on. Either I followed him or he followed me on Instagram, and like we've just kind of been like buds since. And it's, in my opinion, friends don't have to talk every day, so it's not like him and I talk every day. But like follow each other on social medias. You know who each other are. If you see each other in public, you're gonna be like, "What's up?" You're not gonna be like, "Who the fuck is this?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the one I probably freaked out the most. And weirdly enough, no one fucking tell him this. I was in the shower when I saw it, and like my heart started like beating so fast. So I was butt ass naked reading his live comments and like freaking out. And I was like, "Oh, this is the best time of my life." I didn't get a boner. I'm only like a little bit of one, like quarter of a chub. Okay,
just a little excited.
Exactly. But probably my other ones and people who I'm the closest with is Fame on Fire. I don't know if you know them at all. They do covers. They're the ones that the reason why I even did a mood cover.
Nice.
Yeah, they do rock covers of like big famous songs. So they did like Without Me, or is it Without You? With the Halsey one. They did that. They did EXO Tour Life by Lil Uzi Vert, but like made it all rock covers and stuff like that. And they were one of the first bands that I ever saw doing like covers. One of the first. I've seen a few, but they were like one of the first that I like really watched and was like, I'm gonna watch more of these. There's a few others like Lauren Babick who like was suggested to me so much that I was finally like, okay, yeah, I'll watch it. And she was also one of the first. But for the most part, it was Fame on Fire that was like one of my first ones that I played. And like this, I think that was even before YouTube, like at all, before I did any YouTube stuff. And so for 5 years later, me being able to like call them my friends and like hardcore friends that like we play Overwatch together. We played Among Us all the fucking time, like every weekend together, like friend shit, like real friend shit.
Yeah.
Um, and then like Rain like featured on a few of their songs, Rain Paris, and like becoming friends with her through them as well. Like it's insane. Like the just most everybody's obviously like rock because there's a smaller group, if you will, that will do like rock stuff. Then I don't know, like obviously like the ones that get millions of views in like hours that don't have time to really look at other people's shit. They kind of have their own shit going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably Noah Sebastian and Fame on Fire were like the two that I had been, fans of forever. And then like that. Plus like I mean I could just keep naming people. I won't, but those are like the two that I'm like kind of closest with, if you will, that were like the ones that like really fucking like I was like, holy shit, I can call these people my friends now.
Yeah.
That I've had multiple conversations with, like Aaron Pauli of Mice and Men, like he follows me on like Twitter and stuff like that. And but it's not like we have like hella conversations or anything like that type of deal. We're not like not friends, but we are friends, but we're not like talk every day friends, stuff like that. But when he watched me squeeze butter live on Twitch for like an hour, I was making cookies and all of a sudden I just see the Twitch name Aaron Pauli like come in. I was like, you're not the real Aaron Pauli. And he was like, check Twitter. And I look and he'd been there for like an hour apparently. I checked Twitter and he tweeted at me, like followed me and tweeted at me and was like, I just watched you squeeze butter on Twitter. And I was like, or on Twitch. And I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
That one I freaked out a little bit too, but I kept it in because he could actually see it. So I didn't freak out that much.
It's like, oh,
but yeah,
cool, bro.
Yeah, there's a few, but none of this would be possible without YouTube and probably without quarantine. Again, since they can't go on tour, they're looking at YouTube videos. So they probably wouldn't have found me if they were able to go on tour because quarantine was not happening type of deal. So I owe a lot to quarantine. Just for mental state and whatnot. As terrible as quarantine was still, like, for someone like me, it was, like, just so, like, surreal for things to happen.
I mean, I feel like in any situation, it can be the best or the worst time of your life, depending on how you take action on it.
Yeah.
Cause
yeah,
like
if you use the extra time, if you're in a spot where it's not like you're completely fucked because you're living paycheck to paycheck and now you're not getting any paychecks whatsoever, and you're kind of okay, like where you're at, and you kind of use the time to do shit that you would have never had time to do otherwise, then for a lot of people, like you said, I think it worked out, but then there's for a lot of people that it didn't, which is really unfortunate, but, it's one of those things. There's good and bad to everything.
Yeah.
Type of deal. Yeah.
And then do you watch any sports?
No. Weirdly enough.
Sick.
Yeah, and it's not that it's like, oh, you just don't have time for sports. No, if someone's like, hey, we're gonna go, watch the football game, you wanna come? I'll be like, one, is there gonna be any single girls there? If no, then pretty much immediately I go, no, I'm not going to do that. And then if yes, I go, well, how many and will there be food? If yes to more than one, that way if I fail once, I have a possible backup that might work. Never know. We got to play the numbers sometimes. You can't.
Right.
You can't just be like one and then she's not interested and just like, well, I guess I'm leaving. Bye. At least there's a possibility of still something happening, otherwise. And then also maybe eat food. But otherwise, I will probably just pretty much say, they're like, hey, do you want to watch football? I'll be like, I'd rather beat myself in the head with a fucking frying pan.
So I'm assuming you didn't play any sports either growing up.
I did. actually. I played baseball.
Well, my assumptions are
But
fucked.
say what?
My assumptions are fucked apparently. But
No, you're good. I
so
would assume the
baseball?
same thing. Yeah, so weird, not weirdly. So I played baseball pretty much like my whole life because my parents kind of made me. It wasn't necessarily a choice. It
Mm.
was like like we're gonna sign you up for baseball. You get outside, stop playing fucking Star Wars Galaxies so much.
Go have
So
fun.
yeah, like that type of shit. And so I was like, okay, like that'll be fun. Meet other kids. Make friends, stuff like that.
Hella
And I
fun.
was okay at it. I wasn't bad by
Mhm.
any means, and so it was still kind of fun. I hated and sport or baseball's not that bad because you don't really fucking run. You just kind of stand there and throw. That's about it.
Right.
And maybe you run like a small sprint to first base that doesn't even make you winded. But so I did that, pretty much most of my childhood. Then went to high school and it was like, I need to try to like make some sort of sports team to, get some popularity, if you will. 'Cause high school is all about them sports.
It is.
Um, and so I tried out for baseball and I didn't fucking make the freshman team even. Like there was kids on the freshman team that like made it to JV and stuff, or like kids that were freshmen that made it on like junior varsity, which is like varsity is like the highest tier for anybody that doesn't know because they're not from like the U.S. But like junior varsity is like the step down from them. And then the step down from that is the freshman team that only freshmen can make it onto, and I didn't even make it to that.
I mean,
So I gave up all of my sports dreams. But even back then when I was playing baseball, I did not watch sports ever.
right. Rather play it.
So I also used to do archery. I forgot about that. I did
Weird.
archery for a while, which is
Archery's
still dope.
really dope.
Right? Just bow and arrow shooting shit.
And then just
Good
like,
time.
it's fun. Sounds fun.
Yeah. Then I stopped doing that. I don't remember why.
No, I mean,
I started playing video games. Probably what happened.
no, I mean, so I used to be really good at volleyball, being a team.
Oh, nice.
And then, so this like is in 8th grade. And then for my 9th grade, I have to focus on school because I'm switching countries now. Like I wasn't originally born in Canada.
Uh huh.
I moved to Canada about 3 years ago.
Oh.
And so I moved here. I don't play volleyball for a year. And now I'm trying out for the volleyball team, right?
Yeah.
And so mind you, I was pretty fucking good. And then so like I teach like a couple of kids in the tryouts how to like play the sport.
Uh huh.
And then the first cut papers come in and my name's not there.
Oh fuck.
And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck, right? Because like
Yeah.
I was in like a pretty good team, and then I come here and don't even make the first cut. Like this is not even the final cut. It's like the first
Yeah.
cut where they cut people who don't even know shit about volleyball, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh fuck, this is not good. So and then that's just like a start point for me to just like go harder, to like somehow show the coach to like fuck you, like get better. It was just something like that.
Uh huh.
And dad opened football and rugby to me. And then here's a weird thing. So I think universe didn't want me to be in any sports, because as soon as I was getting good in rugby, before the season starts, like there was just team practices. So I was like in high school rugby team. COVID started.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
And then
Yeah, that sounds like a like it's trying to tell you something.
oh yeah, and then I was going for football this year. I even got accepted into the team for like my senior year.
Mm.
And then my mom didn't let me because COVID was way too dangerous.
Oof.
Yeah, it's just like makes me think.
Yeah. And that it's weird how the universe works because you never know. You really never know if it's fucking doing something right and being like, this is the path you need, and it's trying to give you a kick in the ass, or if it's just fucking you.
Right? It's just
You
like it's
know?
trying you to see if you give up.
Yeah, and it's the most annoying motherfucker in the world. I love the universe, but I
Yeah.
hate it.
And it's like I'm practicing every day, but like I'm like, who the fuck are you practicing for? You have no future.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. It sucks.
It does. And then like going back to how universe works.
Hmm.
Do you invest in stocks?
I do not. No.
Do you know
Fuck.
anything about it?
Um, I know that the fucking Discord that I'm in that has Fame on Fire, like they're like all of their shit, like them and like some of our other friends in there. The whole stock market thing that's currently going on, it's turned into they changed the name from I Love Skins, which was like because like Overwatch you get like different skins and stuff like that. They changed it to I Love Stonks. Like, and it's now a picture of Doge in a fucking astronaut suit is their thing. Like, it just turned into a stock fucking Discord. They're
Right.
talking about it and shit. And I'm like, oh my god, you guys are the fucking weirdest people. But I get it. But you're also fucking weird, and I love you.
And I
Anyway,
just
sorry. Yeah,
yeah, so I
you.
just like opened this topic because I wanted to talk on it. So since GME, basically
Uh-huh.
GameStops, just had a huge rise,
Uh-huh.
there's been people who like put their college savings, their kids' college savings into stocks, and
Mm-hmm.
basically their life, right?
Yeah.
And so from a year ago, where stock was just like this normal shit, not a lot of people knew about it. I was just like studying it for myself, and seeing people now, just how they do it without even studying it a bit, it's dangerous. So I just wanted to talk on it. To
Uh-huh.
not invest till your last penny into stocks, because like honestly, there's been people who lost their money and committed suicide
Mm-hmm.
because of stocks.
Yeah, like what I've always been told, and I think I've even seen like not memes, but you know what I mean, like posts about, is don't invest what you're not willing to lose.
Exactly. If there's like one thing that you take from my bullshit stories in these podcasts, is like stocks is like gambling. If you walk into stocks with 500, you shouldn't be damaged if you lose all that 500.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just really,
Yep.
a really sad thing to see people just going into something because of the hype and then
Yeah.
potentially just suicide. And
Yeah, it's pretty terrible. It's it's crazy the things that the internet can do
and
to
doesn't
where
show.
they can instill this like huge like change in a stock market, but so many people will just jump in, if you will, to whatever the internet's doing,
Hmm.
and you know things happen. They go too far, and they expected the internet to, you know, that whole thing. Well, I saw it on the internet, and the internet can't lie to me, you know, that whole thing. And so it's they go into too much of that with too much faith in the internet, and it's like it you can't do that. You gotta do your own thing. If you're gonna trust the internet to where it's not gonna fuck you,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah.
And then, all right, let's just. That's just all I wanted to say. Let's just get out of stocks since you don't like talk about
Yeah,
it.
I don't know shit about
Yeah, let's
stocks.
just because I would like want you to do the more talking. So
Yeah.
just do you watch anime?
Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
I do watch anime. I haven't watched very many animes. If I was to pick a favorite, it would be Sword Art Online, which I know is like the most like basic bitch anime. Everyone's like, "Ooh, no, Sword Art Online's not even good," and I did watch it dubbed. I don't give a fuck. It was good, and I loved it, and I didn't have to fucking read. So suck my dick, because it was great. Um, and I watched. To be fair, I love MMORPGs, so like I play a lot of World of Warcraft, so on and so forth. And so that Sword Art Online has a special place in my heart because of its MMO, full immersive MMO. Basically, what every MMO player's dream was Sword Art Online. Getting trapped inside of it would have been a fucking blessing and not a curse like they acted like it was. We would have been fucking happy. Been like, yes, I get to kill boars for the rest of my life. This is great. But I've watched I've watched Gun Gale Online, like every iteration of Sword Art Online that there has ever been, and I still loved all of them. I don't care how cheesy or like, it's kind of like Fast and the Furious, where you keep watching them, even though they've changed a bit, they're still there, because it's still like kind of the originals in a sense. You watch that shit. Other than that, I've tried some different, I've tried some different animes. I haven't found one that I've just been like, oh my god. Like, I'm currently watching Attack on Titan, so can't speak on it that much, but I only watch like 4 or 5 episodes a week. And it's all on Sunday, which I watch with some like Patreon and stuff like that. They're the ones that picked that, so I would have probably by this time, because they're making me watch it subbed instead of dubbed, and so I have to fucking read, which is terrible and I hate it, but I do it for them and not for me, because otherwise I would have done some. Because there is no dub for Attack on Titan at all. I don't think that there's a single iteration. Even when it's no longer on Netflix, if you didn't know. I mean, you're in Canada, it might still be, but in the U.S. they took it off. Attack on Titan is no longer on U.S. Netflix.
So the reason I asked you this is because I don't know shit about anime.
Oh, wow. I thought you did. I'm sorry.
No. And the last anime that I watched was Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was like 7.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
When I was 7.
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was dope, though.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Was dope. Like, I watched like a couple episodes of it back. I think it's the only anime that I can watch.
Yeah.
And like,
that's an American anime. It's not even an adaptation, I don't think.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah. You haven't watched Avatar: Last Airbender, though?
Yeah, I did. Does that count?
Okay, that counts. I count that. Yeah. And Avatar: Last Airbender is a fucking banger.
So hype.
That is
so hype.
So good. Does it take the spot of Sword Art Online? It's those two for me is neck and neck. It's so good. Avatar: Last Airbender is so. My cabbages! God, I love that fucking show.
Man, I was gonna go bald because of him. I was gonna just cut my hair, be like, I'm the next
right, get a
Avatar.
tattoo,
right?
But yeah, so overall, I'm not super into anime, but I don't have any like I don't like anime or I love anime. It's just if there's an anime, I'm more just the person that's like, if I can get into it, I don't care what it is, I'm down for it. There's some people that are like, I only watch anime. And it's like, they'll just be like kinda into one show, but they love it because it's anime, and I get that. I'm just so like, I have to enjoy, they have to hook me in the first episode, essentially. If you can't hook me in the first episode,
Exactly.
except for The Office, which sucked for the whole first season, but I pushed through it, and then I got addicted to it. And I've watched it 300 times, probably. I'm not joking. It's probably been over 100 times I've watched it all the way through. Every season. Office is great.
Make it. I just watched like one episode. I was like, nope.
Of The Office.
It. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those that you have to push through. Which personally, if like people will be like, oh, I recommend this show to you, and I'll be like, oh, that's awesome. And they always have that caveat of like, but you have to get through the first few episodes. I'm like, then it's not a good fucking show. It should be good from the start.
Yeah,
and if it's not good from the start, then it fucking sucks.
Yeah, and like a lot of animes are like you have to like watch it with like an instruction. Like you have to watch 1 and then skip to 4 and then like skip to like 8. And it's like if I'm watching something, I would just want to enjoy it. Just put it on next episode and just watch all of it. If I have to like do a lot of shit, I'm not gonna fucking watch it. I'm just gonna go watch something else. Yep. And going back to anime, a lot of people like are like, oh, anime are for weird people. I don't watch. It's like the reason that I don't watch anime is not because I feel like it's for weird people. It's because I tried watching anime in the last year. Like I tried Hunter x Hunter. I tried like 2 others. I just can't get into it anymore.
Yeah, I speaking of Hunter x Hunter, I tried it, and people speak so highly of it. And again, I only watched part of the first episode, but I couldn't even get through the full first episode, and I was like, I'm bored.
I watched like
I'm not enjoying this.
This is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, it's like, no, everyone's like, you gotta get through like the first like few episodes of that one, and it gets so good. Same thing with Attack on Titan. I had tried Attack on Titan before being not forced, but like, you know, for the Patreons and everything, you know, watching Attack on Titan and telling them that I'd watch the whole thing with them. I tried Attack on Titan because I heard all the hype, and I couldn't even get through the first episode, and I was like, this is not good. I don't like it. And it's like one of the most highly regarded animes of all time, Attack on Titan. And I'm just like, even like now, like I've started to get into it because like, you know, they start to like leave you on cliffhangers and posing like questions that you want answers to and so on and so forth. But it's still one of those ones where it's like, if I could just binge watch it, I would love that. But watching it one a week, or no, like a few episodes a week, if like right now, if they were just like, let's switch shows, I'd be like, that's fine. You know, I'm very down to switch shows. But all at the same time, I'd probably like just finish it by myself type of deal. But it's not one of those that like, if for whatever reason someone came up to me right now and was like, you can't watch Attack on Titan anymore, I wouldn't be like, oh fuck, it's so good though. You know, I'd be like, it's all right. There's other stuff that's also super good out there. I'll go with that. You know, that type of deal. You know, I like I said, I like it a lot, and I have a lot of like positive things to say about it, but it wouldn't be the end of my world to not be able to finish it, type of deal.
Yeah.
So,
and then like, all right, so it's February. In 3 days, there's gonna be couples going around buying gifts, posting those shitty videos, right?
Yes.
It's like I surprised my girlfriend. Like she didn't know it's February 14th. I surprised her so hard.
Oh yeah.
And so, what is your opinion about being in a relationship?
Please date me, anybody. Literally, please someone fucking date me.
There you go.
I'm single as shit.
DMs open.
I'm sad, but I have a doggy. Then that's my Valentine every single year because I'm fucking lonely, and she hates it because I make her to just hang out with me all day. And she likes to not be anywhere where she's getting attention. She just likes to lay in her corner and just
really low key.
Yeah, she has her spot, which is right next to my fireplace. It's not really a corner, but it's like the corner of the fireplace and like the wall. She just kind of lays there, and she fucking loves it. And she doesn't want me to bother her ever, and she's fine with it. But I make her sometimes hang out with me, and she hates it. And I'm like, you love me. But yeah, so I don't have anything negative about couples other than fuck you guys because I'm single as shit and I'm jealous. Right. And I'm going to make fun of everybody on February 14th and be like, you guys doing all that sappy bullshit just like everybody else. Like be original losers when inside I'm crying and saying, please someone date me. You know, that whole type of thing.
Yeah, it's like Valentine's a great day, but you know how YouTubers are, or like TikTokers especially. They just too cringy, too cringy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really watch anything. Like, I'm not on TikTok, like, at all. There was a time that I made a TikTok just to post like Twitch clips and stuff like that, just to try to drive more people to Twitch. But overall, I was just like, this, I don't enjoy this thing. And I
Yeah,
just
so
ended up giving up TikTok
yeah,
completely.
so that's what I was about to ask you. Like, why didn't you use TikTok to kind of advertise for yourself? Because a lot of people grew up
Yeah.
on TikTok, a lot of fans, and they
Yeah.
did transfer those fans to YouTube or Twitch. And I was
Yeah,
really curious
it's,
to know why you didn't.
I don't know. It was one of those things. It's like I'm doing so many things that adding something on top of that. And the other thing is that it's a lot of kids that are on it.
Mm-hmm.
And like cause I did TikTok for a while and like even like created like some actual TikToks and stuff like that. And like every comment was like, it looked like a fucking 10-year-old. And I was like, this is fucking weird. You know, like my YouTube demographic is like 20 to like probably like 35 is my most, like, my demographic. Like YouTube analytics say that like these are the people that watch your, you know, your channel and your content the most, is people between these ages. And I'm like, that's great. That's my age group. And then I go to TikTok and it's like fucking 10-year-olds commenting on my stuff, and I was like, I feel weird. I don't like this. And so I jumped off of it pretty quickly. TikTok does have some good content on it. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just more the fan base that's on TikTok,
Mm-hmm.
and how much time it would take me to like make a TikTok and do shit like that. Like, I could try it again and like, instead of trying to make original content, just do like the trendy shit and see how it is. But God, do I have that kind of... This is why I need a girlfriend. I need a girlfriend who's into all that trendy shit and is just like, hey, do this thing that's the current TikTok flavor of the month, and here's how you do it. And I'd be like, I can do that. That's fine. I'm down for that. You do all of the shit, and then I'll just do the performance, and then we'll call it a day. You know, I don't have the time to figure it out. I have a hard enough time understanding YouTube algorithms, which I still don't understand.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
as
so
little as I know about YouTube,
uh-huh.
it's like if your fan base is between 9 to 15, you're winning. They don't give a shit about what you post. They'll just click on it, they'll watch it, they like it, and they'll be amazed every time if you do the same shit over and over.
You're fucking right. You're so right, though.
And that's why like a lot of people just get these followers on TikTok in one night, and they just transfer it to YouTube. Because like, let's say you have, like, for example, we'll use you. You have 40K on YouTube, but then you don't have 40K on Instagram, right? But then on TikTok, there's just these kids who are like, oh, I'm gonna die for this like content creator.
Yeah.
And you'll just like get, so you have 100K on TikTok, you'll get like 90K on YouTube, which is so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right, and that's one of the reasons why I've been kind of considering TikTok and just doing like the trendy bullshit and just see what happens. Because I could potentially bring people to my TikTok, which would appease the TikTok algorithm, and just be like, hey, you can start doing this shit, you know.
Right.
I could do a choke me and like, you hate me, but you love me, low key one thing. You know, I could do one of those TikToks because, I don't know, I could just do that and then they'd be like, oh my God. I'm
Right.
like, yeah.
Put
Yes.
a little 40K on YouTube in your bio, slid in some DMs, who knows?
Yeah, right.
Make some collabs.
Just be like, hey, yo, corpse, I know that, you know, you're kind of fucking way too famous for your own mind to exist in the plane of existence right now, and to talk to somebody that doesn't have a 2 billion fucking followers like you. But sup, dude? I got 1 million on TikTok. Know what I'm saying? But like that just like is like the same thing that I was like talking about like to my dad the other day. And I was like, there's like I'm happy in a sense with like where I'm at on YouTube with like my demographic. Like I might not be at like 500,000 subscribers, but I'd rather be at 40K subscribers with my age demographic than like the people that watch it that actually can understand the things that I'm saying and aren't just like, he's a famous person I watch, I like, you know, that like actually like have a mentality that's not just like, you know, internet culture mentality, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather have the 40K than 500K that's, you know, fucking kids. Like it's excuse me, like Jake and Logan Paul, were like their whole like they have millions of fans, but a lot of them are like kids. And
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd be so fucking weirded out by that, and I'd be like, I don't want this. You know, I'd be like, I don't want this demographic. You know, I want adults. I want girls that are like 23 that got their shit together to be like, I'm a huge fan of you. I'd be like, that's awesome. You're hot. You want to go on like a date or something, yo? You know, like instead of it being like a fucking like a 13-year-old being like, you're awesome, I'd be like, I'm not responding to that. Thanks. I'm not gonna respond to that though. You know, like that's just weird to me. So yeah. I'd rather my demographic, but at the same time, would I be happy with a huge following, getting, you know, millions of views? That might corrupt me a little bit, right? And change me to the point of just being like, it's millions of views and a lot of money in my pocket. I can pick up a girl with my Lamborghini. Exactly. You know? But yeah, we'll see. See how YouTube ends up going in a few years. I'm getting old, man, so eventually everybody's going to be a child to me. You know, 25-year-olds are going to be, I'm going to be like all those young whippersnappers. I remember being that old. And I'm going to still be sitting here fucking doing YouTube with now my 60-year-old demographic.
Oh, man, you ever considered boxing anyone?
Boxing? No, I would lose. I'm a pussy. I would fucking lose. I'd be like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm out. Actually, yes. I'd take that back. I'd box the shit out of Brian from Fame on Fire, the vocalist. I would box the shit out of him. I should fucking text him and be like, yo, dude, I got a great idea for a YouTube video. Let's box. A little contract. But yeah, no, overall, no. I don't like being in pain. I don't want to be hit in the face.
Right.
It sounds fucking terrible. But at the same time, is there someone that I just want to hit in the face? Absolutely. His name's Brian. No. But yeah, so no. To answer your question, no, not really.
Yeah.
But kind of.
Who knows if the numbers are right?
That's true. If someone's like, we'll give you a fucking Snickers bar to box somebody, I'll be like, you know, honestly, I was kind of hungry, so I'm down. That's all it takes me, apparently. The Snickers bar and a pat on the back.
All right, this is the last section of the podcast. I know I've got you for a long time here.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
So this is called Rapid Questions. I'll just say two names, and you say who's the GOAT. Okay,
who's better of the two?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not and it's not only person. It's video games.
Dope.
Social media.
This is a good section. I like this section.
All right. So LeBron or Michael Jordan?
Jordan.
Tom Brady or Mahomes?
Mahomes, I guess.
Oh.
I don't know anything really about them, but I live in Kansas, so everyone loves Kansas City. Chiefs. So Yeah, and plus my buddy Colby, his girlfriend, loves Brady, and I hate her. So
Oh,
I don't hate her a little bit though.
a little
Go
bit.
ahead, sorry.
Right. Ninja or Tifu?
Ninja, 'cause I don't know anything about Tfue, really. I know the name though.
Right. Drake or Kanye?
Drake.
100%. Elon
Yeah.
Musk or Jeff Bezos?
Musk. You didn't even have to say a second one. The answer would have been Musk.
Yeah. Apple or Android?
Uh, okay. This is a loaded question because I have Apple products or a phone, and I love it, but I'd prefer an Android. I think
Ooh.
it's weird. I'm
get
right in
into
the
it.
middle
Why-
between the two.
Why is that?
Just I don't know. I like the operating system of Apple, but I like the non-billion dollars that everything costs of Android.
Right. Yeah, yeah,
And how it's like normal, normal like it has a headphone jack.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that.
I mean, man, I'm like an Apple addict, I guess. Because it's just like, once you get into it, you just have to be in it, I guess.
Yeah, if you have a bunch of Apple products, I love that Apple all speaks to each other. Like through iMessage, you can text people off of your laptop and shit like that. I love that. But I use nothing Apple except for my phone. And that's about it.
I mean,
So,
it's just crazy because, like, I had an iPad when I was a kid, and then I got into a phone, and I was like, well, I already know iOS, so I'm just
True.
gonna get an iPhone. And then they kind of took the headphone jack away, so I was like, all right, I'll just get an AirPod, I guess. And now I'm having trouble like with AirDrop and shit for my laptop, and I'm like, oh, fuck it, I'll just get a MacBook. And it just
that's
takes
how they
you.
fucking get you.
Yeah. All right. CS:GO or WoW?
Wow.
Nice. YouTube or Twitch?
That's
Best
a hard
for the
one.
last.
Because I love YouTube for the content that you create. It's up there forever for people to find it whenever.
Mhm.
And Twitch, I love because of the interaction with the community. And being able to just be like, I'm live and nothing have to be like, on a good time pace or, edited in any way. It's just you're live and people want that rawness. So I like Twitch better for those reasons. I like YouTube better because if I say something funny and I want people to know that I said this funny thing, it's up on YouTube forever and people can find that funny thing that I said.
So, all that said, now who's the GOAT?
Let's, for the reasons of saying this, let's say that I have like 30,000 or viewers average on Twitch and like, 1,000,000 subs on YouTube. I'd say Twitch.
Twitch?
If those were the circumstances, yeah.
Well, there you
Right
go.
now, bro, I don't know. Right now it's too hard because numbers fluctuate too much.
Right. Well, there you go. Fuck
Yeah.
you, YouTube. All right. Thank you for coming on.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having
schedule.
me.
Thank you for taking the time out, coming on. Hopefully, we'll have you again sometime. Of course, if you're down,
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, let me know.
All right.
This was a lot of
it.
fun. I appreciate you having me on here.
I appreciate you coming on. I messaged you, and I was like, he's just gonna ego me. Just another collab.
You just not say
Yeah,
anything.
another collab down.
Dude, that's what's fucking crazy is like I know you were trying to end it. Let me one last story.
Oh,
That
okay.
like even like now or back when during the big boom of my channel and everything, like people would DM me and be like, I love your channel, and I'd be like, thanks for watching. That's awesome. I'm so glad you enjoy and blah blah. And they'd be like, you responded. I can't believe you responded. I'd be like, yeah, I'm just fucking chilling. not doing shit. Or like in a YouTube comment to be like, oh my god, you saw my comment. It's like, yeah, I get like 20 or 30 a day. That's about it. You know, it's not that hard to keep up with. You know, but you know, people see the numbers and are like, these got to be, you know, there's getting so many of these, and it's like, nah, I'm usually fucking bored. Follow me and annoy me. It's my life. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just people will, especially nowadays, get 10K followers on TikTok, which is nothing. It's like having 10 followers on Twitch, or like 10 subscribers on YouTube. And you message them and they don't read it. Like, I know for a fact you're not getting more than 5 DMs a week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, that's hilarious, because like that's one of the things that people will say is like, most people don't respond to like things, and I'm like, I know who they're kind of talking about, and I'm like, I know what fucking numbers they're getting. They're not getting shit. They're just being dicks and not responding to you. Like, there's one person that I actually messaged at one point in time, and they didn't respond to me. And it's like, it's not like I'm just some random fan or anything like that. Like, it's as arrogant as this sounds. It's like, I'm still in the business as well as them, and they didn't respond to me like at all. And it was like kind of more of a businessy type of question.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know what you're getting. I know that you're not getting a billion DMs right now. You saw my DM and you intentionally ignored it. Like, I know that that's what's happened, because you're not getting that many messages right now. And I was just like, because I've talked to the people that have tons of followers and stuff like that. And, you know, because they're like YouTubers, like one of them's Violet or Landy. I love that girl to death. She's one of the first people that I ever did like a collab with ever in my life. And you know, she was at like 50,000 followers on Instagram. She's at like over 100K now, but she was at like 50,000, and like saw my message immediately. It's like, I know this person that has like 700 followers on Twitter is not getting enough messages right now to not see mine. You're ignoring it.
Exactly.
You son of a bitch.
And it's like, the most that I get mad, it's like, yes, if I'm saying, oh, love your content and shit, that's like kind of being a fan. I get why you're ignoring that. But like me coming in, like asking you for like a collab on a business, it's just like, oh, fuck you. You're not like that good.
Yeah. I mean,
and they're like, message my team. And I'm like, what team? You're gonna respond to the email. What team?
The email account your mom handles for you, is that your team? Your girlfriend's the one that handles that email account, so like that's your manager, huh?
And instantly I got that response from, I think, 2 people, and I instantly blocked them. I was like, nope. There's
do that. There's no sense. Like, I had someone like reach out to me, and it happens, you know, periodically, and usually like especially like if like you know, a promo company or something like that, like reaches out to me and is like, hey, this, you know, band or whatever just released a new song. And usually I sometimes know that band, like just naturally, just like I'm a fan of that band type of deal. And they'll be like, we do a React video on it, whatever it is. And most 99% of the time, I'm like, yeah, not a problem. Like, I'm very down to do that. And I never charge or anything like that. Recently, since I've been like having to switch channels and like doing all of this shit, I've been like really backed up since I'm like re-uploading stuff from the other spin-off channel that I tried to do. And I'm just like re-uploading it. So I'm like a week like backed up on videos, and I have more videos that I want to do and I already have planned doing. And I had you know, a promo company like reach out. Like, it's not like the band themselves reaching out to me. It's like, it's a promo company that are sending kind of just like a generic like email, and you can kind of tell that they are that they're sending to a ton of reactors. And like, I get it, you know, like that's not a big deal to me. I understand. I feel I'm very honored that I am one of those people that you're reaching out to. But they like reached out to me, or like this band that I have no idea who they are. You know, I've never heard the band, whatever. And they're like, they just released a song, we do a react video on YouTube for it. And, you know, I didn't want to say no or yes at the time. So I just didn't respond, you know, 'cause I'd rather just not respond to something than it be like no or yes when I don't know for sure if I can or cannot do something. And they like sent me another email a few days later and were like, we're following up to see if you'd be interested in doing that. And at that point, it tells me like they really want me to do it. Because it's not as much of a generic, email as it was. And I feel really, that means a lot to me, that they're willing to kind of follow up with it. And so with me being backed up, I told him, I was like, I'm really, really backed up on videos right now. So I'm not able to do any free reactions, unfortunately, at this current, moment in time, because, I'm backed up. I have a whole bunch of stuff already planned. And obviously they're wanting me to do it like now, they're promoting this brand new release.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I can't do it right now, for free. If you're, willing to pay, for me to do the video, I'll put yours at the front of my line, not a problem whatsoever, because it's just like, if you want me to do something for you and I can't do it for free, it's either I can't do it, which is unfortunate, and I'm sorry, hopefully next time we can do that, or if you're willing to give me something in return for doing the quote unquote promotion for you, then I will expedite that and put that at the top of my list in front of things that I currently know of, I really want to do videos on, and so on and so forth. If you're willing to give me, I'm willing to give you. And they just didn't respond.
Right.
Like, at all. Not even like, no, at this juncture, we're not willing to pay for it, anything like that. They were just like, you're not worth our time because you're asking for something in return for doing this, as opposed to stuff that you already have planned to doing.
Yeah.
And it was just like, that speaks so big to me of just like, that's not a good way. Like, if you're reaching out to somebody to do something and they're saying, especially as nice as I was, where it's like, in the future, I'm down to do it for free as well. Because if it's a promo company asking me to do it and I want to do it, I'm not going to charge them to do it. It's only if it's taking priority over other things that I do want to do, then it's like, then I would like something in return. Otherwise, catch me on the next one type of deal. And for them to just not respond when I'm like being as that nice and being like, I typically do it for free. I can't do it right now, but if you really want me to do it, give me a little bit of something in return and I'll put you in front of things that I really want to do. Not asking for too much by any means. It's not like I was asking for I wasn't even asking for $100. You know what I mean? Like I was asking for nothing, basically. I was just asking, like, if you're serious, I'm willing to, but I want a little bit of something in return. And to just not respond at that point, after you did a follow-up of me not responding, and you follow up with me after I didn't respond, and then I respond to that, to not even respond to me after I say, maybe either the next one or this, and not even be like, okay, we'll let you know the next release, and hopefully you have time then, like, to even just say that, they just didn't, and they were just like, how dare we asked him to do a video for us, how dare he want anything in return when he has a whole bunch of other stuff planned already. It's like, it's shit.
Yeah.
I know I'm not like a huge million subscriber channel or anything like that, but like, I at least warrant, after getting 2 emails from you, I at least warrant, we'll catch you on the next one, and hopefully you have time then. That's simple as that. That's not negative in any sort of way. I completely understand that. You don't want to pay for it, and that's cool. I'm down for that. Not a big deal. Our things don't align at this time. But it's just like, damn, that does not speak very well on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
All right, so we're at the end.
Yes.
Unlimited time. Plug anything that you have upcoming, all your channels, and all
God,
the will be in the
do you have
description too.
you said unlimited time.
Go for it. Go for it. 2 hours.
Yeah. I have 5 YouTube channels, remember? It's
All
fucking
will
a
be in the
lot.
description.
No, I just have all the basically. I've already accidentally subtly plugged everything through all of this, just through the stories that I had, like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch,
Which is
the
awesome.
5 fucking channels. That's about it. Yeah.
And
What? What
any
you say?
upcoming projects?
Other than D&D, that hopefully will be every like Friday. Jeez, doggy. Hi. Yes, pay
He wants to
attention to
plug
you.
his own channel, I guess.
Yeah, Shia would like to say that please subscribe to the is it the Aricast? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure if I said subscribe to the Aricast and like and comment and do all of the things that you're doing. It might be on Spotify and stuff like that. You don't know. Wherever you're listening to this, do the things that make it happy. So do those.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely, man. I approve this podcast.
It's been a great episode.
Absolutely. It's been a really great episode. Thank you for having me on it once again.
Yeah. Alright, bro, that's the end. You made it. Now, make sure to go follow all his channels and follow this podcast. Give it a like. Maybe comment. Maybe, if you like to. I'm not pressuring you. And can't wait to show you the next one. Bye.